So just believing that I could create a website or that I could um, create copy that someone might be interested in reading or that I could do anything, that was the little things like that that just kept happening with your guidance on, okay, here's how to build a website or here's how to do this. And then and I can remember thinking, this is always so hard, but then all of a sudden something would just click, whether it was.
Well, hey everybody, Janelle Anderson here with one of my clients, Sandy. We're going to have a little conversation about Sandy and her progress that she's made, her experience in my program, my Prosper program, and just wanted to introduce her to you all and let you hear her story. It's an amazing story. So welcome, Sandy. Thanks for doing this with me. I'm so excited to have this time
Hi,
with you.
Janelle. Thank
Hey,
you.
yeah. So let's start off just sharing a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do, uh, and kind of where you're at right now.
All right. So I'm a life coach and I am currently working with women who are just really struggling to figure out. I mean, I've been through the series myself of just figuring out what to do next with life. Maybe you've been a supporter of a spouse or supporter of just raising your children, and maybe had to put your career on the side for a while and not necessarily interested in going back to that or what have you. And so I try to help women figure out where they want to go.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. Women go through that transitional period and they don't know what's next because they've spent so much time serving everybody else.
Mhm.
And it's very common. So what you do is really important, and there's a lot of women that need you. So excited. So when we first connected, what was it that you were struggling with the most when it came to coaching women around this or just being a coach? Because you were pretty brand new in the field of coaching.
Yeah, most definitely. I can just remember feeling like I am hitting my head against the wall and getting nowhere because I didn't really know where to go or what to do. I had done some posting on Facebook, but it came back flat and then when I would get somebody interested, I honestly didn't even know what to do with them. Okay, I coach you. Here's a free coaching session, and then now what? But the whole idea of nurturing and building that relationship, I had no clue about any of that. So I was really kind of frustrated with, okay, why are these people coming to me but not staying with me, kind of thing.
Hmm. So what was that? How was that struggle you were having affecting your life and how you were feeling about yourself as a coach?
Oh, well, I just felt like I was constantly wasting time. Like I felt like I was just going in this vicious circle. As the old Einstein thing says, you keep doing the same thing over and over with no results, you is called insanity. That's literally kind of how I was feeling. Like I'm doing the same thing over and over because I didn't know what else to do.
Hmm.
And I didn't know how to do it. I mean, you see all these ads and stuff, but I didn't know where those were coming from or didn't even have a clue how to go about doing something like that. And so it was just a lot of frustration. Like, what do I do next? How do I make this happen? So,
Yeah, and I know we first met. I don't know how you ended up in my event, but somehow you were there in my 3-day event. And that was the first time we met. And you were really struggling with whether or not to take this leap to step into Prosper, which is my year-long program. What made you finally decide, okay, it's time to do something. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And why choose to work with me instead of trying to continue to figure it out on your own?
well, honestly, I can tell you easy why I chose to work with you because I felt like you were just the perfect match for me. And your 3-day event was not the first time. I think I'd met you on a few of your alignable talks,
Oh, okay.
speakeasies, and that kind of thing. And I was like, she just gets me. Like she knows where I'm coming from, and just the chemistry was there. And there was a trust level there that was huge for me because I had actually met with, a few different other people, But it was more of a, it just didn't have the same connection. And so when I met you, I felt the authenticity and the connection. And I was like, well, if anyone can help me, this person can.
Oh, awesome. I'm so glad. That's so important. It's really one of my high values, right? Just showing up authentically and that people trust me. That's so important. So I'm glad. And I didn't realize it was in a speakeasy cafe. How about that? So what was your first impression once you joined Prosper of the system and how did that I teach? And it's of course always evolving and growing, but what was your first impression when you stepped in and how did it feel compared to what you have tried before?
Well, honestly, initially I was overwhelmed because I wanted to get it all done in a day. Not even thinking about the fact that this is a year-long program, right? I just really had that thing in my head where if it doesn't happen in a day, I must be doing something wrong. Um, and then I just, you know, I can remember, I think I was only 2 or 3 weeks into the program and I was like, I don't have all of this done. And you were like, and why would you think you need to have, I mean, your patients were just, and then breaking it down little by little by little and getting me through this stuff one step at a time was just what I needed, because I had just been trying to do everything overnight, which just isn't very realistic, honestly. I know now.
Yeah, and I mean, your story is just, I love it because it's very relatable. There are so many coaches that are right where you were there, and me too, early in my coaching business, feeling like there must be something wrong with me. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to put this together. It should be happening faster than it is. All these other coaches are way ahead of me. What's wrong with me? And like, that's so common. We all go through that and it's normal and it's okay. But knowing that you have a step-by-step system, you have somebody to take you by the hand every step of the way, help you do one little thing at a time. And it's those little steps that bring the big results. And that consistency, persistence, not giving up is the most important thing, really. So, can you remember a moment when something finally clicked for you, like shifted in your thinking or your approach? Maybe more than one moment.
Yeah. Um, well, if I could just take us back to the very beginning again,
Yeah.
when I met you, what I didn't share about myself was where I had zero self-esteem from my own personal experience. And so just believing that I could create a website or that I could um, create copy that someone might be interested in reading or that I could do anything, that was the little things like that that just kept happening with your guidance on, okay, here's how to build a website or here's how to do this, and then and I can remember thinking, this is always so hard, but then all of a sudden something would just click, whether it
Mm.
was figuring out the right button uh, to click to create something on Canva or on my website or whatever. And that helped build my confidence as well, just giving me that starting point and then kind of allowing me to kind of struggle through it on my own, just like your butterfly, the emerging thing. I have to figure this out on my own to some degree, but just having someone to get me to the starting line and maybe just my foot across it was always very helpful in a lot of different areas. The website, the copy, even my coaching, just believing in myself as a coach, a variety of things like that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because it's really important that we know how to do this stuff for ourselves. I think a lot of times I've seen this happen where coaches are like, oh, I don't know how to build a website, for example, or create a funnel in this technology and everything. So I'm just going to hire somebody to do it for me. And I've seen this happen where somebody takes that, builds their website for them, and then that coach has no idea how to change anything, how to do anything, and then that person is gone and now
Right.
it's stuck, right? So it is important. And sometimes it these things take a while to learn because they can be so overwhelming. I was there too. I was not good in technology. I wasn't great in marketing. I wasn't great with sales, but I wanted to know how to do it for myself. And then I can hire somebody to help me, but I know how to run my own business. And that's super important. And you've done a great job with learning all those things. It's amazing how far you've come with a lot of things that keep people stuck for years. And you're able
Mhm.
to do a lot that you couldn't. I think
No, I couldn't. I couldn't even begin to do any of that. And obviously a lot of it was fear or belief that I couldn't. And just having somebody help me get started was, yeah, yeah, was definitely beneficial.
Yeah. So you've already mentioned a couple of results, but what are the top two or three results, things that you've actually achieved, milestones that you could say, hey, yeah, I didn't have this and now I do?
Well, oh, I didn't have a website. I do now. I didn't have an email list. I do now. I didn't have a sales funnel. I do now. I didn't have a lead magnet. I do now. I didn't have a client. I do now. I didn't have even faith in myself. And my faith is, it's an ebb and flow process, but, constantly working on that now. So
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, and the change in you over this last year has been amazing, and you're just getting started. I mean, it sometimes people feel like this success should be overnight, like you mentioned a few minutes ago. It should happen overnight, but in reality, it doesn't. But you have to have your foundation in place. You have to really have all these pieces in place and the confidence even. And now you're ready to just like take off and um, you didn't give up. It was tough. It's been tough on you mentally, emotionally, just that confidence. But the change has been phenomenal, and I know it's just going to keep going. So, how have those results changed your day-to-day life, or you know?
Oh, well, I think my day-to-day life it's huge because I just have to think about those struggles and either I find a source that can get me started and then I move on from there, or I just tell myself, you can do hard things,
Mhm.
and it, which is not something I've ever, that's not been a strength of mine. I've always believed that, oh, this is too hard for me. So I think the change of my mindset there is a big part of my the difference in my daily routines.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You know, they say that being in business for yourself, being well, not just a coach, but any kind of entrepreneur is like the best personal development program you could ever be in because you do learn new things that you learn what you're made of and you discover that you can do hard things.
Yeah.
And you learn so much about yourself. So that kind of leads me into just something that's coming up that I'm doing here pretty soon that I wanted to mention here that could really help coaches who are listening right now to this or watching this video. I've just noticed that so many coaches are putting in that effort that you were talking about when you first met me, posting on social media, trying to network, trying to build a website or trying to get out there somewhere and not knowing even what to do, where to go, all these different strategies, but they're struggling to consistently attract the right clients. And all that they're doing all this work, but nothing seems to be happening. And honestly, the missing piece is usually how they're showing up and also
Mm.
how are they creating a connection with their potential clients, the audience that's out there. And I always say, your people are looking for you. So how do you connect with them? And the question is, how do I find clients? That's what normally people, I think you've asked me that many times. And I'm like, no, the question shouldn't be how do you find clients? It's how to help them find you because they
Mhm.
are looking for help, right? So that's what we're going to be focusing on in my upcoming Virtual Edge workshop. It's happening on October 29th. It's a free live training. I'm going to be walking you through how to stand out and make money with online events. Even if you've never hosted one before, you're going to discover how to choose the right topic, how to make the right offer, what is that going to be, and then create your content and flow so that it naturally leads to that offer, create engagement with people. And this is a core event that you can run on a regular basis. It can become the front door to your business. This is how I built my business, starting with that workshop, so that you're not out there chasing clients anymore, but they're actually coming to you and meeting with you and seeing you and relating to you and connecting with you, which is how I first met you, inside of a Zoom room, right? So again, if you're watching this video, come join us for the Virtual Edge workshop. It's coming up soon, October 29th, and you can grab your free seat. Just look at the link in the comments below and come join us. So, Sandy, what would be one unexpected benefit or insight that you have gotten from Prosper that you didn't see coming, you didn't expect?
Community, I think. I mean, just such not just a community, but a community that is compassionate and knowledgeable, sometimes relatable, going through the same things. And because there was so much fear in me, oh, there's something wrong with me. But then you realize you're not alone. That somehow helps you pull through the struggle a little bit easier. And even those that do seem to move a little faster, there's just such a camaraderie still, of pulling each other up versus competing. There's no such thing as I want to compete with this coach. It's more of a we're all going to get through this. We're going to get through it together and sense in the community. So
Yeah,
that's been really great.
that's so important to have community. We aren't meant to do this alone. And as solopreneurs, that's how it feels often. Community makes all the difference. It's made a huge difference in my business. I don't think I'll ever be without one, to be honest, because, if you work a job, you have coworkers around you and you have your boss and your supervisor and you have people telling you what to do when. And when you're running your own business, you have no idea. So having community, having the mastermind feel of, hey, we can all share our ideas and what's working for us and our own struggles, and you're not alone. And it's been wonderful. I really love our community and
Yeah,
how it's growing and how we're bonding and you guys are helping each other. It's a beautiful thing.
it is. It
So,
really is.
yeah.
Mhm.
So what would you say to a coach or someone who's on the fence about working with me or jumping into Prosper? What would you say to them?
I would say you probably have fears,
Mm,
and that's okay. We all do. But the only way to get through that is to face them and jump in,
mm.
because you're not going to do it alone. It's not like you're jumping into deep, dark waters, into an abyss where you can't see where you're going. You're actually jumping into a situation where things will become more clear, and will definitely give you the support and benefits that you're looking for.
Beautiful. Awesome. Well, again, I'm so proud of you and so excited for where you are now and where you're going to be as we continue to work together. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. And again, everybody watching this video, don't forget to look at the link in the comments and come see me at the Virtual Edge Workshop on October 29th. Thanks, Sandy.
Thank you.